I am not against barefoot training, but I am definitely against the way most of you are doing it. Let's dive in. Hey there, it's Maria from GoalieTrainingPro.com and Goalie Training Pro TV. I am an exercise physiologist. I specialize in off-ice training for hockey goalies. And today we're gonna break down and sort of myth bust barefoot training, what it's helpful for, and what are some of the huge mistakes that I see athletes making in the gym and of course on the Instagram. Let's just start by thinking of barefoot shoes or barefoot training as a tool, not a rule. Barefoot training is super helpful. The biggest benefit is that it helps you use the intrinsic muscles of your feet. So it helps the sensory receptors in the bottom of your feet get more input, and then it helps the muscles, create that arch and get strong and smart, and so that you have that good foundation. Those are all really great things. Your foot is meant to move. It isn't just a rigid, construct that you land on your heel and come off your toes. That, as you land, that arch collapses a little bit, and as you roll off your toes, those muscles need to play a role, and your toes need to spread and contract and that kind of thing. So all of those things give you a more functional foot, which can then improve your performance by improving your mechanics. So here's what people get wrong, because you're probably watching and listening and thinking, yeah, that's all the stuff I want. Like, that's all good for me. You just said it was good for me, so I'm gonna get some barefoot shoes and start rocking them 24/7. So that's where the problem is. Barefoot shoes don't fix your crappy mechanics. It's almost, I heard Mark Verstegen speak many years ago when barefoot shoes were kind of new-ish, and he said that in terms of the barefoot shoes, like, the athletes have to earn that. So it's like me, if you ask me, hey, is squatting 200 pounds good for you? Like everything, the answer is it depends. If your 1 rep max squat is only 150, that is a really bad idea to put 200 pounds on the bar and get under it and try to do some reps. Same thing goes with this. So if you've got, like so many athletes, like, oh, I've got really flat feet, so I'm gonna get those barefoot shoes so I get an arch. It's like, well, you're gonna get plantar fasciitis is what you're gonna get. So, you need to sort of have some degree of stability, structure, good mechanics before you can train in barefoot shoes. How do you earn your right to wear barefoot shoes? And so this is, we love the shiny objects. We scroll through the Instagram and we see shoes like these. I literally saw these on Instagram and I was like, those look cool. I started wearing barefoot shoes probably maybe 12 years ago or so, and I had the Vibram 5 fingers, ones with the individual toes, which I actually really liked, and I liked that they kept my toes apart too, because my toes had a little inclination to want to scrunch together. I wore them in the gym when I was training clients, and so I did basically what I'm going to tell you to do. If you want to start barefoot training, start just wearing your bare feet. So actually wearing no shoes around the house. So when you come home at the end of the day, pop off your shoes, pop off your socks, and wear bare feet for the rest of the day around the house. That's gonna build, because these muscles, they're endurance muscles, they're stabilizers, they're stamina muscles. So they need a low intensity, but a longer duration. Let's say you have a job where you're on your feet all day long. Don't just go and say, oh, okay, well then I'm gonna get these barefoot shoes and wear them for an 8-hour shift where I'm on my feet all day. That is going to be too much. But wear them when you come home or just go barefoot when you come home for a couple weeks, 2 to 4 weeks. Then, if you want to get some barefoot shoes, and I'll go over a couple of the different types, then you can start, okay, well now I'm going to go to the grocery store, so I'm going to put on my barefoot shoes and go to the grocery store. Like, training is the last thing that comes into play. The first incident for training where you would wear them would be in your strength training. Be really careful though, because barefoot shoes are a minimalist type shoe. They don't have a lot of protection. So if you drop a plate on your toe, you are going to squish your toe. And I have done it a couple times. So that's the one thing you need to be really, really careful. But Wearing them for strength training would be how you would integrate them into your training. Going barefoot around the house is going to help build up some stamina in those muscles, get those muscles working, get them under tension. And then you can add in things like some just, again, throughout the day, like, okay, I'm going to go to the bathroom now. You could do some toe walks, some heel walks, what we call a cool walk, which is landing on your heel, rolling to your toe, just to get your feet moving in a little bit different ways. Then you're going to be wearing them for your lifting. Then I think it's fine if you wear them for your warm-up and maybe you do some agility drills during your warm-up. That's fine, but I would really give myself time to get comfortable in them before I would wear them for agility training. I don't love them for agility training, but it really depends on the volume, the intensity, and your mechanics. So that's a maybe. When I wouldn't use them is if I'm doing high volume plyometrics. I think we get a little bit into risk reward, and I don't even mean like crazy high volume, but if you're doing like a 20-minute plyometric routine, I would probably want to switch footwear. But again, if you've really spent a lot of time in your barefoot shoes, then probably it's going to be okay as long as your mechanics are really good and you're not having any problems with it. Like I said, I've been wearing them for a long time. I used to be able to run in my barefoot shoes. Like mostly if I just traveled. I wear running shoes to run, but if I was traveling and I would just take my barefoot shoes and I could run 3 to 5 miles in those with no problem. But I wouldn't recommend running in barefoot shoes. I think it's just asking, we read the book Born to Run and it's like, but the tribe in Mexico and they run in no shoes and they're super fast. It's like, yeah, because they've never run in shoes. Like they've lived their whole life running barefoot, so their body is completely adapted. We're gonna take our cushy old life where we've been wearing shoes since, we were toddlers and think that somehow throwing all this impact is gonna make us better runners. So I think that's not the best idea at all. I also don't love zero drop shoes to be running in them, or at least to start off running in them. Again, I think if you want to wear them around the house or just go barefoot around the house to get that zero drop, that's the ultimate zero drop. But I've had so many athletes, actually including myself, I've run in a couple pairs of zero drops and got Achilles tendinosis, plantar fasciitis, problems like that. So this type of footwear, this type of minimalist footwear doesn't solve problems. It actually magnifies problems with your mechanics. So unless your mechanics and the stamina and the smarts of your stabilizers are there, they're gonna magnify those problems and lead down the road to injury. So what are some of the different kinds of barefoot shoes? There's all kinds, and that's the one thing, like there isn't much to them, so they're all pretty much the same, just in terms of durability. I know some brands, people say, these things fell apart really quickly. These are Saguaro. These are the ones I got off the Instagram, and it's just Saguaro. And I've had these a few years, and I use them a lot when I travel. I use them to work out, and they've actually held up remarkably well. They're not that expensive. I think maybe around $70. So they've been good. Oslo chewed the little toggle, so I have a new pair on order right now. Thanks, Oslo. Take that out of your allowance. But these ones I really love. These are the Merrell Trail Glove. So I really love those. They have a nice wide toe box. I'm a huge fan of the wide toe box. There's not much to them, but it does have just enough, a little bit of structure in the outsole that it feels really comfortable. So again, when I travel, I take those, I wear those to lift. So if you've already got the footwear and you just need the plan and the program and I got the footwear, fine, I have shoes I like, but what do I need to do to get faster and a wider butterfly flare and have stamina for the entire game? Then we need to have a little chat about that. You can find a link in the description to all my programs, but if you're not sure which one is right for you, then just let me know and we'll set up a time to have a conversation. You can email help@goalietrainingpro.com and we'll figure out a time to chat a little bit. So let's recap. Barefoot training doesn't fix anything. It magnifies problems. But the best way to start helping your body resolve some of those problems on its own is to just start going barefoot around the house when you come home at the end of the day. So a couple hours a day, and then you can build from there. And then you're gonna wanna get some shoes so that when you go to the grocery store, you can wear your barefoot shoes and help your feet get strong enough and smart enough. Then you can start wearing them when you lift. You can wear them for the warm-up with some light agility drills. I don't love using those kinds of shoes for agility drills and for plyometrics, but if you've taken the time to build up the progression, you definitely could. So you kind of have to have great feet to be able to earn the right to wear the barefoot shoes. Tell me what your experiences are. Tell me what kinds you love. I know there's some very expensive ones, which I actually honestly don't get. Like, it's like, how do I get less shoe? And it's like twice as much. But tell me, because I could be missing out on something. I just am cheap, maybe. So let me know in the comments below. Otherwise, I will catch you guys next week. Same bad time, same bad channel. I love you guys. I jump over the table.